February 21st, the authorities confirmed the capo's location.
Escúchame bien, güey. Lo cayeron a la p***, nos vendió la hija, madre de la abuela, la p***, la hija de la María Julita. Si no te contacto, manda a quebrar a toda descendencia de p***. Y dátela de los tigres.
Maria Julisa. And over that name, a death sentence signed by Mencho himself. A name marked in the middle of a wave of violence that terrifies all of Mexico. Guadalupe Moreno Carrillo, a romantic partner of Mencho, who for years has visited him in remote locations. Under that version, the National Guard allegedly followed her until locating the property, and with that, pinpointing the exact spot. Although the name of the key person in the operation has not yet been confirmed by official sources, it begins on Friday, February 20th. Mexican intelligence detected the transfer of a woman by person.
Bajos de inteligencia militar central se ubicó a un hombre de confianza de una de las parejas sentimentales del Mencho que la trasladó a una instalación en el poblado de Tapalpa, Jalisco.
Divulgando unas historias falsas, obviamente publicaciones falsas de mi mujer, de mi vieja, sobre un tema de México que realmente es un tema muy delicado que, hablando claro, quieren buscar un juicio, hablaría de ese tema públicamente.
Ojo, les estoy compartiendo un poco de las páginas que están compartiendo este tipo de cosas. Por favor, les pido de corazón que las reporten. Si ustedes llegan a ver este tipo de cosas, no crean en lo que ven en redes sociales.
February 20th, 2026, Tapalpa, Jalisco, a pine-forested mountain town of 20,000 people. The kind of place that doesn't appear on cartel maps. That was the point. Military investigators identified and began following a trusted associate of one of Oseguera Cervantes's romantic partners. This individual escorted the woman to Tapalpa, Jalisco on Friday for a meeting
At
with
Climate,
the drug
Maria
lord.
Julisa's partner, also
The Mexican
influencer
army
Mr.
didn't
Stuyven.
follow El Mencho. They followed the woman who visited him. The exact location was confirmed by very important additional information provided by U.S. intelligence. Once the woman left, after spending the night with El Mencho, special forces finalized their plans, having confirmed he was staying in the area with a security detail. Units from the Mexican Army and the National Guard established a ground cordon, while 6 helicopters and additional special forces stood by in states bordering Jalisco.
The CJNG did not take the news of their leader's death quietly. Within hours of El Mencho's passing, gunmen across Mexico torched vehicles, blocked highways, and turned Guadalajara into what witnesses described as a ghost town. Videos on social media showed smoke rising above Puerto Vallarta and panicked passengers sprinting through Guadalajara's international airport. This was not grief. This was a demonstration. At least 62 people died, including 25 members of the National Guard and 34 suspected gang members, as cartel loyalists set cars ablaze in 85 roadblocks across more than a dozen states. 85 roadblocks simultaneously across a dozen states. That level of coordinated response does not happen without pre-existing orders. CJNG
In parallel,
had a
social media
contingency
pushed
plan
another
for
scene,
the death of
the
El
spread of the
Mencho,
image of a
and
supposed
that plan was
narcomanta where
not
gunmen
surrender.
directly threatened
It
the
was
model.
maximum
The authenticity
visible
of that
violence
material was not
deployed
confirmed
within
either,
hours.
and even
A
so, the
message
tension
broadcast
escalated.
nationally. The organization is still here, it is still operational, and it will burn the country down to prove it. The U.S. Embassy urged American citizens in Jalisco, Tamaulipas, Michoacán, Guerrero, and Nuevo León to shelter in place, whilst multiple international airlines canceled flights out of Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta. Guadalajara is a 2026 FIFA World Cup host city. CJNG shut it down in an afternoon. Now the question every cartel analyst is working on in real time: who runs
Personnel of the Jalisco
CJNG
New Generation
next?
cartel to
The
a secret
succession
location
line
in
was
Tapalpa.
deliberately thin.
That woman would have been
El
Maria
Mencho
Julisa,
built the
identified as the
organization
lover of
around
Nemesio
himself,
Oseguera
his
Cervantes.
authority, his relationships, his paranoia about internal betrayal. Following El Mencho's death, it was reported that El Mencho had actually gained significant influence in the CJNG through his marriage to Rosalinda González Valencia, herself highly involved in drug trafficking. With that marriage ended in 2018, the structural power Rosalinda represented inside the organization is now contested ground. The most dangerous period for any cartel is the 48 hours after its leader dies. Lieutenants who spent years suppressing their own ambitions suddenly have no ceiling above them. Alliances that held because El Mencho demanded they hold now have no enforcement mechanism. Rival cartels, specifically Sinaloa, already fractured and opportunistic, are watching Jalisco the same way wolves watch an elk that just stumbled. Analysts caution that the CJNG, structured like a franchise across roughly 90 organizations and active in over 40 countries, will not simply collapse. The franchise model El Mencho built was specifically designed to survive disruption. Individual nodes operate semi-independently. Revenue streams, fentanyl production, methamphetamine distribution, European cocaine logistics through Antwerp and Rotterdam do not require a single authorizing signature to continue functioning. What dies with El Mencho is the centralized authority that kept those 90 organizations aligned. What replaces it will be determined by violence. Internal violence, the kind that doesn't make banner headlines but reshapes the cartel landscape from the ground up. The woman whose visit triggered all of this is somewhere in Mexico right now. Her name may or may not be on that banner in Zapopan. It doesn't matter. CJNG has already communicated its position. The banner is the first move. What follows banners in Jalisco is documented in thousands of case files across 2 decades of cartel history. The Mexican government deployed 2,000 additional troops to Jalisco following the raid. President Sheinbaum declared the situation normalizing within 24 hours. The Trump administration confirmed intelligence cooperation and called the operation a victory. The $15 million bounty will never be paid to a living claimant because the bounty required a capture, not a death, and the government has not confirmed any informant received compensation. The woman who walked into Tapalpa on a Friday night may never be publicly identified. The cartel has already decided it doesn't need a confirmed identity. It needs a name on a banner and an audience that believes it. That audience, every woman, every family member, every associate of every CJNG commander across 28 Mexican states, received the message the moment that banner went up in Zapopan. El Mencho is dead, his organization is not, and the person whose footsteps led soldiers to his door understands, more than anyone alive right now, what CJNG does to people who cost them their king.